Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Sorry we had technical difficulties on the other one, so hopefully you guys see that we made a new link, and hopefully you guys can join us. Um, Lita and Garnett are both here today. We're going to be discussing Orion. Orion O'Neill Murphy. He was 5 years old when his life was cut short by the hands of the devils themselves. Scott Murphy, who was 30, Christy Murphy, who was 40. Orion would have been almost 12 years old today. Born on November 16, 2010, he was so, hold on, you guys, I can't even see. He was so handsome with blondish brown hair, blue eyes, with a smile that could light up the whole room. February 3rd, 2016 would be the day that a call would come in and change the lives of the family forever. You guys, Orion passed away at the age of 5. He is Garnett's grandson, her daughter's son, and we're gonna kind of let her tell the story. It's gonna be in several parts. We have the autopsy. We have like a lot of documents that we have to go over, and we want to explain to you guys what are in them and like what happened exactly. So yeah, Garnett.
All
Sorry
right,
guys, I don't feel good. So I'm kind of off. I'm sorry. But
you're good, honey.
all right.
Um, Orion was,
Hey
as
Arctic.
you said, he was born November 16th, 2010, and he was loved. That's the thing that um, the newspapers forgot to tell everybody. He lived with his mother and father for the first 3 years of his life. They were together, and then they had Caleb, which was his youngest brother. They have an older son, um, Silas, who really doesn't play a big part in this story. But it in November of 2016,
Hey Callie,
um,
thanks for joining.
his mom and dad were co-parenting, and the boys were with my daughter Ashley. And right after Thanksgiving, um, she had made some poor life decisions and was involved with drugs. Um,
And she was a young teen mom,
she was
right?
a young mom. She gave birth to her first child. She got pregnant with her first child at 15.
And she
So
took care of.
she did for the first 5 years of those kids' lives. She was a very good mother and very stable.
Mhm.
There were things that happened that um, caused her to become even more broken over time. She had a hard childhood, and she did get mixed up in drugs. She called the boys' father and told them, look, they're going to come arrest me, and I don't want the boys to see this. Come get them. And she actually decided that she wasn't going to stay and get arrested. She was going to run. And she showed up at my house without the boys and told me that they were with their dad. Shortly thereafter, apparently, the father brought them to his brother, who lives in the same town as I. And Caleb and Orion were left with Scott and Christy Murphy. They were brought at the end of November, and by the beginning of February, Orion was deceased at their hands.
And that was Orion's uncle and Orion's wife.
Yeah,
Right? Yeah.
it was the uncle and aunt. It was Danny's brother, the father's brother, and his wife that had the boys. Um, the father had actually written a note of guardianship to them. So legally, they were responsible for these children. Now, it gets very unclear to me. Apparently, he brought these boys down here and never, according to him, never went in the house, never seen the condition of the house. They lived in an upstairs apartment in a pretty rundown building. There was a thrift shop underneath of their apartment that was rented by what I was led to believe was an aunt, and he rented the store space underneath, and they rented the apartment above. So my understanding was that the aunt was involved, and Scott and Christy had the boys. They did allow me to see the boys a couple times, but only under their strict supervision. The aunt had taken them to her house, and I got to spend about 3 hours at her house with the boys. And then right at Christmas time, Scott had agreed to let me see the boys. But then when it came time for me to see them, he insisted that I come to his place, and we stood outside in the cold while I exchanged Christmas gifts with the boys.
And they had on the same clothes that you had bought them, right?
Yes, I had bought them clothes. As soon as I found out they were here, I of course reached out and said, what
Mom? Yes, you're in the right place. Sorry. Sorry,
what do we need for the boys? And they had told me bunk beds and clothes. They really said they had nothing, which turns out was true. I had found a set of bunk beds before Christmas, and then when I told them that we had the bunk beds, they said they no longer needed them. But I had bought them clothes, and this was the beginning of December that I had bought them clothes and toys. And at Christmas time, they were still in the same clothes that I had bought. And now these clothes are dirty, and my grandkids are dirty. And when I left,
when we show you these pictures, I'm sorry. When we show you these pictures, you're gonna see, how they look, and it's mainly Orion. We don't know if his brother, or we don't think that he went through.
Was no physical abuse visible on Caleb. He was well nourished. He was healthy. There was nothing.
Yeah. So these pictures, you guys, you can tell, something wasn't right. Like, at least, I don't know. You'll just have to see them. It's sad. It's really sad. Okay, Garnet, sorry.
Okay, so we are up to Christmas time, and I'm upset. I messaged the father on Facebook and told him, I'm not happy with the way these children are living. If you don't get them out of here by January 1st, I'm going to take legal actions to get custody of my grandchildren. He then messaged me and said, no worries, I got everything straightened out. I'm coming down next weekend to get them. Everything's going to be fine. Well, Danny and I never had a good one-on-one conversation. Like, there was always stress there, so we didn't talk frequently. I'm assuming by January 1st, he had taken the kids, considering that he was coming down, and this was like, I believe Christmas was either on a Wednesday or a Thursday that year, and he was coming that following weekend to get them. And I just assumed he had until the morning of until the Sunday before February 3rd. I had every indication that the boys were back with their father. The Sunday before, I was actually going through chemo and radiation treatment for cancer. We were in the process of moving from one house to another, and my daughter at the time was 16, and she went to our local dollar store, and she come home. It was about 9:30 at night, and she said, "Mom, I just seen Orion. I thought he was home." And I said, "I thought so too." And she said, "Well, Snuffy wants you, the uncle, wants you to get a hold of him." And this is where my guilt and all of this probably is always going to be. I didn't drop what I was doing right then and run to see what was going on, why he wanted to talk to me. And then that Monday, I had work. That Tuesday, I had work. And then the following Wednesday morning, I got a phone call that he was no longer, that I needed to get to the apartment, that the coroner's van was there.
And that was like 8:20 a.m. in the morning, right? When they
Something
arrived.
like that. I've got all the 911 calls, so it was something close to that.
You guys, in this apartment was disgusting. Like, they've had to have had people go in and out, in and out. They were on drugs. They had drugs laying all over the place. They had alcohol laying. It was covered. Like, floors were covered with bottles of alcohol that, still had liquor in it. Still.
Actually, in fact, when you go through the autopsy or the first initial police reports, they were sure that Orion had probably died from alcohol poisoning. So that is definitely, Lexi, you've seen the pictures, and I do have these pictures. I'm going to go through them. There's some that I will not show.
You guys, they're very graphic. Like, they're very, very,
It's autopsy photos. It's crime scene photos. So
yeah.
They're real.
And it's horrible. And, CPS was involved as well when they were with the dad. You said what, 21 times they were called?
They had been, my daughter and him split up about 3 years before this, and they had been at Danny's residence 21 times before Orion passed.
Yeah, and if they would have done their job and kept up with the children, you would think that
they never contacted me. They never told me they had been at his house 21 times. They didn't tell Ashley that they had been at Danny's house 21 times. There's
like one article on Facebook. But if you Google, you could see more.
In our group, Justice for Orion, I did copy and paste a lot because people were having problems getting the links working. I'll go through after this and make sure that those are all pinned to the top. But there are articles online. Please take in mind that our small area was very judgmental towards my daughter and the father. So a lot of the articles are absolutely horrific towards the mother and father.
You guys, and Ashley, she was a mother, but she was, in my mind, what I think, she was doing the right thing. She wasn't in a good position. She was giving the kids to their father, who she thought she could trust. That's their father. And she was supposed to be able to, think, oh yeah, he's going to protect my kids. He's going to take care of them. I have this stuff going on. But no, he didn't do that. And he just took them to his brother's apartment and was like, here, so Ashley might have made some mistakes with drugs, and mental health plays a part in this as well. Um, but
Garnett,
she wasn't the one that gave them to these monsters.
Yes, Lita.
I just wondered what the reason was that they were called 21 times to his apartment.
I can. I am working on getting all these documents shared with you and Lexi. A lot of it was, like the way they were caring for the boys, neglect. I don't know that there were a lot of physical complaints.
That's what I was wondering about.
Like I said, and it's been a few years. I actually had to send this box of papers away, because it was affecting my mental health. So I have not looked at these papers in probably 3 years.
Yeah.
I'm re-going through them now to share, because I don't want these people to get out. I don't want Caleb, which was the youngest one, to ever have to sit at a Christmas dinner with the man that murdered his brother, as he watched.
Obviously.
He was there.
Yeah, you guys, his brother was there, and there was rumors that Ashley had Orion by another man. Oh no, by the uncle, right?
By the uncle, yes. There
By
was
the uncle.
The uncle that
there was a rumor that there was some sort of an affair going on there.
So the wife, she was jealous. She was like, "This could be your child," and that's why I think she treated him different than Caleb.
Because there was nothing wrong with Caleb. Orion was the one that was abused, and no matter who you talk to in the family, they would all tell you that Orion was the lover. He loved everybody and everything. Caleb was our little troublemaker. Caleb was the one that would come up behind you and kick you in the shin. Caleb was the one that would scream for 3 hours because he didn't like what he had to eat. Where Orion was the one that sort of he was our lover.
Yeah.
Hey, Skies Crime Talk. Thank you for joining. Yeah, I mean, you can see how happy he was in pictures as well, in older pictures. And I just don't see how these two people, and the wife, the aunt, we're just going to call her the aunt, she had other children, but
Yes,
she
had brothers.
she did not take care of
in
them.
A home?
No, that she actually lost them when she got into the relationship with Scott.
But yet
her husband had them.
This is just crazy. That Scott and Christy could end up with the kids when she'd already lost hers.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it only gets crazier. The amount of mishandlement in this case is unreal. And if I had had a community like I have now, even 4 years ago, I do believe that the verdict that I got would have been changed drastically. There was a lot of the original DA was more interested in charges against the mother and father than what he was building a case against the two people that we know were there and murdered this child.
Yeah, and I don't understand that either, because the parents weren't even physically involved. In fact,
they were nowhere around, and that was part of what they said. Because they filed child neglect. I don't remember all the charges off the top of my head that they charged the mother and father with, and somebody can look it up online. It's there. But child neglect, endangerment, they all say that those were the charges. Now, let's remember that Ashley was running the end of November, and she got picked up the 1st of December on those charges, and she went to jail, and she was in jail the entire month of December. I was actually the one that told Ashley where the boys were, and those screams that she was so angry at me because I wouldn't just go get those kids. I'll remember how angry she was at me forever, and now there's a lot of things that, with hindsight, you wish you would have done things different, but they did have a piece of paper that give them custody of these children.
You would have had to go to court, and you were also going through your cancer, things, and
I wasn't, they would have never let me take the boys in my physical condition. They wouldn't have given them to me because I had stage 3B lung cancer. And the prognosis for that isn't long. And you have to be able to prove that you're going to be here to take care of kids. So realistically, I don't know that they would have ever, a court would have let me take them. But if I had done what I want to do now, I would have went to jail for kidnapping. And hindsight says it would have been worth every minute that I spent in jail. But that's hindsight, and I can't change that.
Yeah.
And do you want to go over, what?
We will go over a little bit of what exactly physically was done to him. There is such a list, and I'm going to just list off a few of the top ones because I don't have it in front of me.
Hi, Elsie.
His death was caused, he had 21 hemorrhages on his brain. Now, there's a special word for that, and I'm sure somebody in here can tell us. They did not break his skull. They caused brain bleeds. We believe that they were hitting him in the head with a homemade blackjack. And there were at least 21 of those on this baby's skull. Or on this baby's brain, not on his skull, because his skull had no fractures.
I don't understand. No child could do anything wrong for anyone.
Right.
He had a mark behind his ear that I can only believe was somebody grabbing
Arctic said hematoma.
Yes, that is it, Arctic. That's it. There was a mark behind his right ear where somebody was obviously pulling on that ear. He had 2 bite marks on him, 2 large bite marks. You've seen the bite marks, Lexi. Those were not made by, his brother was 3 at the time. Those were not made by a 3-year-old. Those were not made by Caleb himself. That was definitely adult bite marks.
Yeah, they tried to say that it was his brother that bit him. But those marks you could see, and those are probably pictures that Garnett can show. They're huge. You can tell those are adult bite marks.
Yes. And like I said, I have no issues. There are some that I'm not going to share. But there are some that I will definitely, in the bite mark, I'll show what I have of those. There was an area on his belly button that was bruised around his belly button. We're not sure what the cause of that. They did take a broom handle into evidence, and I'm assuming that they believe that they were probably poking him in the belly with that.
Arctic said he also had bite marks on his face.
I don't know. I haven't been able to confirm a bite mark on his face. There was, and this is so very, very disturbing. There was a gash probably 3 inches long on that baby's face that they had sealed up for his funeral. And I asked the funeral director directly about what that was. And the answer he gave me didn't make any sense. He said that they had taken a sample, and I have never seen them take a sample out of a baby's face. So that I'm not sure that there was a bite mark on the face.
Garnett?
Yeah.
I read in the newspaper that the police arrived within about 6 minutes.
Yes, because they were right there.
But that they believed the boy had been dead for several hours.
Yes.
Because he was cold.
Yes. As we get into this investigation, we'll find out that Scott was actually seen pacing outside of the apartment at about 7 a.m. that morning talking to himself. That's another thing. When Ashley got out of jail December 31st, he immediately went to Danny's house and kicked in the door. And he had the police come and remove her from his home. And she then went and called CYS. It turns out that in reading through this paperwork, an ex-girlfriend of Danny's that had his daughter also called CYS in Crawford County and reported that the boys were in an unsafe home. Crawford County then called Elk County CYS. And Elk County, you can look it up, we're a very small neighborhood. Our CYS is about 3.5 blocks from where Orion died. Our police station is maybe a half a block, catty corner from the apartment where Orion died.
Garnett, before you, can you give Slug like a recap? She wants to know the date and the year and the main players and the location. She says she's sorry, she's just late.
You're fine, Sluggish. I'll recap real quick. Orion was born November 16th, 2010. He died February 3rd of 2016. This all happened in a small town in Pennsylvania called Ridgeway, Pennsylvania, in Elk County. Orion was actually from Crawford County, Pennsylvania, a town called Meadville. So we've got 2 different CYS that are involved there. What else was it? Dates, time, and late.
The uncle and
the main players, the murderers, are Scott Murphy and Christy Murphy. They have pled guilty to murder 3. And that was 5 years after the fact. It took 5 years for us to even get that far.
Oh my God, Slug said that's her son's birthday. Now I know why I'm here.
Oh, we spent a 1.5 years with the DA trying to prosecute the mother and father, which went clear to the Pennsylvania Supreme Court before he let that drop. You know, a local judge had said you don't have enough evidence, and still yet we're not focusing on the murders. We're still worried about mom and dad, so we go clear to the Supreme Court with that. Mom and Dad are actually Drew Hott. Murphy was her married name, and then Daniel Murphy was the father. We have Orion Murphy and Caleb Murphy were the two children that were there in Scott and Christy's care. Does that sort of catch you up, Sluggish?
Scott Murphy and Christy. Yeah, Christy Murphy.
And it's spelled with a K.
Oh, Christy.
You guys, and if you go, we posted, you can see disturbing stuff on their Facebook page as well. Some very
never linked to that, so we can do that.
We should, because it shows the uncle from way back saying in court, it was said that his eyes were black, he had no emotion, and he was writing poems on his Facebook about stuff like that, and about he has no feelings and his demons are gonna come, and just a bunch of weird shit.
Which actually, in fact, I didn't even have the emotional energy to go through that Facebook page. Lexi's the one that went through that page for me and was like, oh my God, look at this.
Yeah, oh my God, it was disgusting. Like, they do not need to get out. I don't even know why they have a parole. Slug, we don't know why him and not the other kids, but there was a rumor that Ashley had Orion was the uncle's baby. Like, I guess she cheated, and
I do believe, and I can't guarantee this, but I do believe that they did do DNA testing on them and found that that was not true. Mm-hmm. But at the time that all of this was going on, Scott and Christy believed that that was true.
So he thought he was killing his own child?
Lita, is that not crazy?
That is. And I think the wife, yeah, the wife was probably one of those crazy.
She definitely was. She had told one of the sisters of Danny that if she ever found out or had an opportunity, that she would never let Scott have a child with Ashley. She would kill it first.
Wow.
And see, why don't people report those type of, those types of things? Like, okay, so they know that these people are going to get custody of Orion, and then she's out here saying, oh, if I ever find out that's my husband's baby, I'll kill him. Like, why are calls not made? Why wasn't something done about that?
Why was that not told to me 5 years beforehand?
Mm-hmm.
Why was that, not until after the fact?
Yeah, single mom of 4. We're trying. That's why we made Orion's group. Garnett can go to the parole board, and I've heard, and other people have heard, but we're not sure, that if people can write letters and she can bring it to, if you guys know anything about this, please let us know. So if it is true, we need people to help us write letters of why, these people should not get out on parole.
Once again, let me sort of explain what we're trying to do. We sat for 5 years with this case not going anywhere. Last year, we got a new DA 2 years ago, and he started looking into, and we got a new DA because the DA that handled the investigation into Orion actually got elected as judge. So the original DA is now the judge. The new DA, when he first took over, told me the best he could get me was manslaughter, because he can't tell me who did it. He said, can you tell me who did it? Well, my answer is, I don't care which one did it. This apartment wasn't big enough for the other one not to know. There were bruises on this baby that were in different stages. You had to know what was going on. I don't care who did it. Who was responsible.
Exactly. They had no beds. Orion was sleeping. I saw a picture of a chair. There was stuff piled on top of this chair where he was sleeping. There was dog shit, piss all over the apartment. How many dogs did they have in there?
I think they had 2 dogs, like 3 birds. I've got the list. Like, it's disgusting. That apartment was not suitable. They condemned the apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, thank God one of our local businesses that was right next door bought the building and tore it down for me. Like, I can't thank her enough. I don't even have to look at that structure anymore. But
and that's good. I'm so glad she did that, because that's horrible. And I don't know how people could not smell or, just know that the apartment was not okay. You had to have smelled something the way it was, and especially the lady that lived downstairs.
Floor, so, and it was wintertime. I mean, so there really wasn't like an odor that come from the building.
They didn't have heat.
No, they did not have heat. Well, and people, like, the report was that it was limited heat, so I'm assuming that maybe they had some sort of heater. I don't know exactly what that meant. That gave me nightmares knowing that my grandchildren were cold and hungry.
Yeah.
Didn't it say somewhere that he was malnourished?
Yes, in the autopsy report, it says that he was malnourished. But,
were they
I also
feeding him,
No, if you saw pictures of the. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I have records of Caleb's health where they took him to the emergency room the day this happened, and Caleb was in perfect health. There was nothing. He was not malnutritioned. There was nothing wrong with him.
Wow.
This was all about Orion, which is very, very sad.
Yes, it is.
There was something that I was getting to and I got off track. Somebody had asked the question.
Oh, did CPS go into the home?
No, CYS actually CYS in Crawford County was reported twice to them. Once by my daughter and once by an ex-girlfriend of Danny's. They called CYS in Elk County, and CYS in Elk County said they could not find him. They went to an address where the aunt lived, and she told them that she didn't know where the boys were. And instead of investigating any further, they just dropped it. The police, like I said, they're a half a block away. They can look out their front door and see the apartment where this happened. Our town's very, very tight. So, everybody dropped the ball here. And when I say that, I take my own guilt in that as well.
I hate when you say that, because you can't help it, but it's not your fault. You can't feel guilty,
and I will always feel guilty.
Well, we love you, and we don't want you to feel that way. We understand.
Yeah.
So I can't even say whether they closed the case. They just didn't do nothing. But you'll see when I get the CYS papers together, and we will post a link to those. You'll see that more often than not, his cases were just left open because he refused to cooperate with them. And Crawford County took that as just okay.
Exactly. So like, it's not her fault. She said you're fighting for his justice by being his voice. I don't want you to ever think it's your fault or feel guilty. You couldn't have done
Guys,
anything.
I know I could, but at 2:00 in the morning, those are the demons that chase me. It's okay. Like that's what makes me who I am, and why I don't ever want another family to go through this. It was terrible. If I had had the communities I have right now, this would have never waited 5 years. We could have made a difference. And I didn't have that. I want to make sure that somebody else out there needing that support, we can come together.
Exactly.
Well, I'm glad that we've been that community for you.
Absolutely. You and Lex, you guys know.
And I wish that we'd been there when it happened.
Yeah, we'll
Further
always
up
be
there,
here.
single mom said you need to write letters to the parole board. They go by the letters. So,
Yeah,
Well,
everyone's saying
single mom.
and don't know how this works. Because that's what I'm getting at. Because we waited 5 years before we ever got anything, most of their original minimum sentence is already served. They're going to be up for parole. That scared me.
she was on the same road as Harmony Montgomery. I didn't even know her, and I feel guilty even living near her and not knowing. I can't believe you live near her. Oh my God. That is such a sad, sad story.
And sluggish, that's what we do to ourselves, but then that makes us want to fight for help.
Yeah. But like Lita said, we're here for you, and we're going to do whatever we can to make
To
sure
not
that
let them, like I said, at this point, the case is over and there's nothing more I can do. I don't know how else to get any more justice for Orion. But
there should have been a lawsuit. I know that you didn't, I guess you weren't thinking about it at the time, but something should have been done by CPS, or you call it CYS.
I didn't have any support.
Yeah.
And,
Well, if it's not too late, you have support now.
Right.
I don't even know what we could do there. I mean, I am definitely willing to call CYS out, not only for Orion, but because there are more cases. My Orion is not the only one that has been failed miserably by CYS throughout the United States.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It might even be throughout more than just our country. It sounds like a lot of
said 5
families have
years
been let
doesn't
down.
matter. She said 5 years doesn't matter, babe. We can move mountains. Yes. See, I
Guys,
believe.
I love all the support, and that's, like I said, I just want, I love our community. We're so new to this, but you all have been amazing.
We're new to it, but most of us are moms.
And
that is something that brings women together.
And parents in general. I mean,
right.
all just, there's a difference birth giver or than a parent.
You guys, and Garnett is one of the most strongest people I know, if not the strongest. With her son, everything that happened with Ashley, with her grandson, and she's still staying strong. She's still standing up. She beat cancer. She's still fighting for children. Like you're amazing. And
I'm only as strong as I have to be, honey. And that's the honest truth. You're only as strong as you have to be.
You are pretty amazing, Garnett. You can't
You
deny
are.
that.
Guys, I don't know how amazing I am, but I know I have an amazing group of friends. How about that?
You're so amazing.
No. Slug said, I have a reporter friend out that way. If I could get her to help you, possibly, would you tell your story?
Absolutely, absolutely. But I'm telling you, my area is very biased on this. I had all 3 newspapers. The Supreme Court overturned the or said that there wasn't enough evidence against my daughter. I had to call 3 for them just to put a little clip in.
Yeah.
A lot of people
Even,
bring that up, and it's like,
Sorry about that.
yeah, I don't understand why they do that. Like, Stacey Green, on
yeah,
Kyron's World Soldiers, she tried to get people. She brought up our past, and then she brought up Garnett's grandson story, like telling people, why would this woman be advocating for children without anyone knowing the story? So it is good to get it out there as well, because people are
like I said,
judging.
that was her misjudgment. That's the secrets. I'm a story from the story. My life is. I don't have secrets. I will pull all the stuff. If you want to see something, let me. I am who I am.
Exactly. Arctic said, would Garnett be all right with me putting out a video covering Orion's story?
Absolutely, Artie. Absolutely. All I ask is that we always respectful, and truthful. Ashley made mistakes. My daughter made mistakes, but she was not the reason for Orion to be gone.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Her daughter has been what's it called? I don't even know the word. In the media, she's just been her story,
What happened with that was the day after Orion, Ashley come to my house. And of course, it's on all of those news channels. And we're getting messages of how they want to dispose of my daughter. I'm getting them very horrific. And all the news were saying 5-year-old boy. And Ashley said, Mom, I have to give him a name. He was loved, not just a 5-year-old boy. And I innocently said, Ashley, we can do a video, do an interview. They know his name. And we did that. They used it against her to put her in jail for trying to say that she had endangered him. So, the media can be very spiteful when it wants.
and that's how that's how we kind of connect with Carrie.
Can somebody make somebody a mod so that they can?
We can't figure it out. Like, I tried to, and I'm pressing Arctic. Can you explain? I'm pressing these 3 buttons, and it's not working. Or do I have to? I even went on the YouTube whatever studio. You guys, I'm so sick. I'm nauseous. I'm not with it tonight.
Yeah. And guys, we will drop all the links. I will make sure everybody gets the link to the end of this. I am sorry, I am not keeping up with all these.
Wait, Slug said go to YouTube, but when I go to YouTube, what do I do? Oh, Lita Hung, why? Oh, I just saw your comment, your message, Arctic. I agree. I have something to tell you about that. Garnett, are you still here?
I am still here.
Where did Lita go?
I don't know where.
When I go to YouTube, do I go to regular YouTube or do I go to I have to do it through the YouTube chat. So I just go on my YouTube channel, right? And then when your comments come up, I click your name or something. Because I've been trying to make you a mod, but I can't. And then I can't even I'm trying to get Garnett connected and Lita to the YouTube channel so they could be on there as well, like manager or whatever. And I can't get that set up either. So I don't know. But we do need a mod. So I guess in the chat on YouTube, you'll see it, not on StreamYard. Pretend you're watching your live right now. Click the 3 dots next to a person's name. Okay. Oh, okay, okay. I'll try that when we get off of here. I can only do it when we get off since I'm on StreamYard, right? I'm sorry, you guys. There's flies. I'm outside and I live in the country. And there are like flies. I don't know if you guys can hear them or see them, but you're probably like, what the hell?
I think Lita probably her phone died.
Drop link. I come up. Wait, I can do it now. How do I do it? I can't go to YouTube. Can I exit out of here real quick and then go to YouTube? Oh, just open another tab. Oh my God, Garnett left me too. Ah, you guys. I know they'll come back, but I'm gonna try that one once one of them comes back. I hope I don't lose anybody. But you know, this story really hits me hard. Garnett is a really good person, and she is so strong. Just thinking about everything she's gone through, I just want to help. And I'm so glad that we have you guys to support. You guys have been so amazing. Yes, it won't kick you. Okay, so just open another tab or can... Okay, Garnett, if you lose me and we lose this whole live, I don't know.
All right, I'm here.
I will be right back.
Okay.
Oh my God, I'm scared. Wait. Oh my God. Okay. Can you still hear me?
I still hear you.
Ah! Okay, hold on. I'm excited. Okay, I'm clicking on the line. I hear myself talking.
Yep.
Okay, so Arctic. Oh, add mod. Okay. Yay, we got it down.
So we figured this out now?
Yes.
Guys, thank you for being so patient. I know.
Right?
Sometimes it seems so far off course here.
We are not used to doing this. Okay. Oh, I didn't add single mom before, but I will. Shoot. Okay, so yeah.
I've lost now where we were at. Does anybody have any questions? Is there anything that I can fill in? Like I said, there's absolutely. I've got an entire box of police reports because Ashley was a defendant in the original. All of this stuff that we just lost, I have. You know, I've got the autopsy report. I've got the police note. I've got UIS record. I've got photos of the. But I will not share all. I will share some of them.
Yeah, you guys, it's a lot of paperwork. Like I've seen a lot of it and she sent some and it's gonna take forever to go through it, but we are gonna go we are going to go through all of it. We're going to tell more of the story. We're going to go more in detail. You know, we just need a little bit more time because it's a lot. And we want you guys to understand everything that happened. Single mom, wait, did I add you as a mod? How do I don't see like the wrench things. But yeah, does anyone have any questions? Like Garnet can answer for you guys.
Like I said, to the group and try to make Sluggus, thank you so much. I absolutely will out. I am very humbled.
Hold on, let me go back. I'll be right back again. Oh, I did that. Okay. Okay, never mind. Tonight is about Orion, and respectfully, we won't be dropping channel links tonight. Oh, that is so sweet, Arctic.
I am definitely humbled by all of these guys, and thank you for loving my Orion as much as you do.
Let me turn off my camera while I smoke. Yes, and you know I'm always here for you, and we're like family. Like we grew so close so fast, and I'm gonna do whatever I can and try to get his story out there. I don't care if I have to write like 100 letters to parole and acting like I'm a different person every single time. But
I think we can get enough writing letters that they will definitely have.
yes, because they do. I guess what do they don't decide that day when they go into parole, right?
I don't know how this all works. This will be the first time I've ever dealt with this. I've been moved through all of it.
Do you guys know how the parole hearing works? Do they go through stuff? Do they take time to do it, or do they make a decision that day? You guys, I mean, if you see, we will show you this guy's Facebook. We will show you. There was no room in the kitchen to cook. It was
Yeah, we have no
filthy,
idea how they're eating even themselves.
filthy. Like they could not even walk through the kitchen. I don't understand how two children could live under those conditions. Like there was no way, not even a person, not even an adult.
The boys completely believe that Orion fell down the steps in the picture. I the pictures tonight, but you'll see in that picture that there are some steps in this apartment. There's also a report done by the hospital team down there. There is no way that from a fall, self-inflicted with and Scott was that Orion was bang his head. That's what caused it.
Yeah, and there was pictures, you guys, of the what is it? The pole, the freaking jack.
The blackjack.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ugh. Single mom. Okay, parole board works like this. You have like a 5 to 6 panel parole board. The inmate goes in, has a seat in front of them, and answers some serious questions by the parole board. And then do they figure it out then, or I would
The
think
inmate
that they would have to give it a few days. Like, I don't see how they can make a decision right then and there.
well, and I do believe that they'll be able to get letters actual parole date.
Oh yeah, Arctic said it can take up to 21 days for the prisoner and victim's family to be notified of a parole board's official decision.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I'm part of it. I found out that justice very, very slowly.
Yeah, and you said the principal, Ashley's principal, was friends with the judge or the DA?
Ashley's was actually the sister, and Ashley and the principal of high school had a long history like for each other. So there was some personal there with the principal.
Yeah, definitely some corruption shit going on.
Actually, Shlugged, I was able to go to the parole hearing. It's just they only allow family and our current DA, is what I was told. I will get a notice from our victims' rights activists and about for the parole hearing, and then I will be able to know if I can afford.
Well, we can set up something to,
We'll see what happens when we get to that point, because I'm not even sure where it'll be for both of them, or get, because their cases were separate.
yeah.
Probably have to do this twice.
Oh my God. And they have both the same amount of time, right?
Yes. There
Oh.
was a small thing in hers. He pled guilty, but she pled, and somebody with more legal knowledge, she pled that they would find her guilty, but that she wasn't saying she was guilty. I don't know how that all works. There's a word for it. And it's some Latin word anyway, so.
I think I know what you're talking about. It's coming to my mind, but I forgot. Because I think we talked about it before. I don't remember.
Oh, trust me, guys, you guys will get to read and reread my victim impact statement several times before it comes, because I'm one of those that I'll rewrite it. I'll ask for advice. You guys will be like, quit writing.
No, we will definitely help you through it all, and we will do everything we can as well. Like I said, they don't deserve to get out. I definitely believe in the death penalty, and I think anyone that harms a child, they should die. Like,
well, that was what the original DA said, was going after the death penalty. And like I said, then he and prosecuted mother and father, and just kind of forgot about who that actually murdered him. Like that case just had a new DA. And the new DA told me, I don't have anything on it. Well, they did 2 experiments proving that it couldn't self-inflicted. And they have no way of, they wouldn't turn on each other. Then I guess their justice after each other. I don't know how.
Anything I can do to help? Lexi knows how to reach me directly. Just say the word. We really appreciate it, Arte. Definitely appreciate it, and we will reach out to you. Single mom said, "Give me the parole board address. I will write them on your and Orion's behalf." Yes, we need
We
as
will
many.
get those addresses up here as soon as I'm talking to some advocate tomorrow morning and see, if I any information, it's coming. They can't just get out. They will, at the very least, the uncle who I truly believe is the one that delivered those, he was sitting down eating Christmas dinner with his grandchildren.
Yeah, you guys, if he gets out, he's gonna be around his brother who has the kids. I mean, who has Caleb. So, and his brother still he doesn't like he still communicates with him. So when he gets out of, if I'm not saying when, he's not going to, but if he does, he will be able to go near Caleb, near the family, and we don't even know what Caleb remembers. All we know is he saw the most horrifying stuff a child should never even have to see. And the dad didn't even get him any kind of help or anything either, which it really bugs me.
No, as soon as someone out of their life, they've stopped all treatment with this baby. Baby needs treatment.
Yeah, he hasn't got any help since this has happened. So if he did get out, he would just be allowed to be around the family. And the least they would do, you would think, if they did let him out, which I know they won't, but they would do like a no contact order or something. How the fuck did dad get custody of Caleb when it was his fucking family that killed Orion?
Arctic, that is a whole different ball of wax. It just comes to light that the sister that actually killed Caleb, when Orion was murdered, Scott and Christy told them that the boys didn't have any family but their family. And Crawford County wanted boys back in their country. They took these boys back to Crawford County and gave them directly to the sister that ended up bringing Casey and the girlfriend down and dropping the boys off. I didn't find that out. The woman that drove the car and brought them down here that ended up keeping Caleb through. I in the beginning tried to fight a time. I said I was fighting cancer, and I was told straight out, with a diagnosis, the chances of me getting him would be slim. And I would have needed a lawyer, and I don't have lawyer money at the time. I live paycheck to paycheck. I don't have resources.
Yeah. It definitely.
There are still issues that I have right now with Danny having the boys. But this is the way it is.
Yeah. I mean, we had to make the group private because we don't want any problems with.
I do have contact. I can talk to the boys when I want to. That's why the group is private. Father doesn't. Not as easy. I mean, if he sees it all gets out, I don't care other than the fact I don't want to lose contact with children.
Yeah.
But Ashley is due to get out of jail for her last offense August 18th. And right now, he's telling her that he to let her have. The older child is definitely probably bad, but Caleb, who needs so much help, could be coming back to our side of the family in the near future. I'm
I
trying
hope
not to do it.
that really happens. Like, I hope he's not just, telling her things and, even
Well,
if,
it's the way he talks. He really thinks he's going to do this because he's tired of being mad. I didn't know that was an option,
yeah,
but that's what he told me. He's tired of being a dad. He takes care of himself. Caleb's way too needy.
he's a piece of crap. I mean,
You've got 8 kids. Did you know not to be a dad, not to be a parent? I thought that was, once you create a child, I thought that was just automatically it.
exactly. I mean, you get tired, of course. You get tired. But you have to do what you have to do because those are your kids, and
That's
you
what I'm
love
saying.
them.
I never knew that was an option. Even now, all my kids are growing, and I'm still a parent. If they need
Exactly.
something, I'm still a parent. I'm still there.
Arctic said, so does your daughter get to see Caleb at all?
Just over the last year, Danny and her have had an open communication. They do video calls. Caleb is really receptive of his mother. He's actually looking to be able to spend time with her when she gets her new living situation, with the help of Pennsylvania and parole boards and stuff, family reunification. I only get to see Caleb through video chat. Once again, they like to keep up. They don't want me to have physical contact. I tried everything that I could to get them down here over the fourth, and last minute, Danny come up. They couldn't come.
See, that's bullshit. And then he says he's tired of being a parent, and he
But
won't.
he doesn't want me to parent them. Like, I've offered several times to Caleb because Caleb has been acting out, and I was like, well, just let me try. And his excuse was, you're old and you can't hear. You're wrong. I'm a lot stronger than you think, buddy. I can love him
now, like 10.
Well, he was 3.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah, he just turned in March.
I got tired, but didn't give up and make the statement. I'm tired of being a parent. Exactly. We all get tired. Like, my 3-year-old Phoenix. He talks and Garnett and Lita hear him all the time, like nonstop, all day. It's literally all day. And I'm like, I don't even know what to say anymore to him. And sometimes I'm like, oh my god, like why?
But at the end of the day, you never really want to give it up.
Exactly. You don't give up. I mean, that's just something, and I would never be like, oh my god, he's too much, or it's just, you're a parent and you love them no matter what. It's just, and they're young. They're young.
Yeah, these were babies that and please, guys, don't take this the wrong way, but I've had 5 kids, and I'm telling you, I never, not once, in all the times that my kids were little, did I ever want to even hurt one of my kids, not even a little bit until they hit like 15.
Right, when they start
And
being
then at 15,
15.
that's a whole different story because boy, you get mad.
I know they're all innocent when they're small, and like I don't understand. I've
I
never.
said when I was raising kids, if I could have had 30 babies that stayed up to the age of 5, I'd have had 30. But if I'd have had one teacher in the beginning, if that child came out and was already 15, I don't think there'd be me in Camp Pine today. I really don't.
The teens just hit different.
Oh my God, But they teach us a lot.
They do. They do. And all the time, I'm always like, I can't wait till all my kids are grown. And then I think about it and I'm like, no. No.
I am telling you, after this year, I'm telling you, honey, it's the hardest thing ever to realize you don't have to get up to school. You don't have to make this. That's such a weird situation.
I know. I had 2 jobs and was a single parent, and I had 4, and 2 were adopted.
Oh my God. Honey, you make me tired just thinking about that.
Yeah. And it's a lot, but you do it, and people have these kids, and it's your responsibility to be a parent. You can't just get tired.
Job.
Mm-hmm. So Pokey said, what a horrible excuse for a human being this piece of shit dad is. Exactly. And he's not a good person too. I mean, he's a drunk.
He is.
He's a drunk, and he's just not a good person. I hope that
and
Ashley
it's funny
can get
how
custody.
judgmental he is over Ashley's addiction when he definitely has an alcoholism with.
Exactly. This man, I mean, he drinks and drinks, and
but we're not. That's not even why we're here, because once again, even as strong as he is, crappy of a parent, I do not believe he would have ever physically harmed. He thought his brother would have physically harmed boys. I don't think that was ever a thought in his mind.
yeah.
Like, that I just want to say that I do have a lot of bad things to say about that, but
Yeah.
I don't believe he would have harmed or had known that his brother would harm children.
I just don't believe that he never stepped foot in that apartment.
That blows my mind. I don't know why you would never, if I was going to bring my anywhere, I'm coming in. I can't come into your house. My kids definitely can't.
And that's his brother, so he's never been there ever. Like, he's never been to visit.
That's what they claim. That's what they claim.
I don't believe that at all. I really don't.
Right. I do like to try to keep these videos at under an hour and a half. Just because
I gotta get kids ready for school tomorrow, and I'm nauseous. And are you ready to go?
I am getting ready to go. I don't like to go at March because I think that and they don't ramble on. But like I said, we are going for our group. And any questions, anything somebody wants to know, something and can't, reach out. I'm an open book. It's guys.
Yeah. And, we're going to keep going over this. Like, we could talk all day about this. We could talk for days and days and days, and it'll never get old to us because we just want justice for him. And, but like Garnett said, the hour-long videos, I feel like people they'll stop watching at a certain point. And, yeah, so keeping them down, like, so we'll
Right.
just do part 2, and then we'll go through all the documents and stuff,
Yeah.
and then we'll discuss, like, on the next one, like the autopsy or the 911 calls. Like, we'll do whatever Garnett wants to do next. We'll do that.
I really think that maybe we need to go over the autopsy or the CYS. I'm really wanting to get into that. I think there's an entire group of people, CYS, they just don't.
They don't. They feel so
I
many.
don't understand what happens there, how the breakdown is.
They fail so many people and so many kids. They fail. It's ridiculous.
Guys, just once again, because this is on a personal note, I need to thank every one of you. The support of the true generosity, each and every one, not only in teaching how to navigate this, but in supporting what we find. I'm humbled. Thank you very much.
Oh, well, we love you. I love you to death.
I love you.
I really do. And I would be more in a up mood. I don't know what's going on with me. Like, I don't
Honey,
know.
you've got a lot going on. You're allowed to. It's okay. You were
I look like
taking a break.
And I'm just, I'm tired. I'm nauseous. So, you guys, we really appreciate you coming on here. Like I said, Garnett needs all of our support, and she's amazing for even coming on here to do this and talk about the story, because I know it hurts, just having to relive all of this. But yeah, she does have lots of love and support here. We're all here for you, and it's amazing that people that we don't even know just came in and just showing all kinds of love, and that you guys are willing to write letters and just be there for her.
I don't want to cut you off, but Elsie Justin said, remember school supply fundraiser. We absolutely have 10 book bags. 8 of them are full. So we need book bags, and Lita's going to do that stuff later this week, next week. Last 2, get them to the school. Start 10 kids off with a good book bag ready to go.
Yeah. So if we can just fill 2 more book bags, the school supply list I'll post again on Kyron's page. And then also we might have stuff coming up for Orion as well. We're just gonna keep coming up with stuff. Especially if we need to get, like, Garnett needs to get a lawyer involved or something. There's a bunch of stuff that we could do and that we have coming up.
Where we get to, let's just spreading the word. If anybody hears a family that's in a situation, anything like this, reach out to us. We're willing to help wherever we can. I would never want anybody to feel as alone as 5 years because of all of this.
Yes. Oh,
all right, guys. We are getting off here. Thanks again.
Yes, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Garnett. I know it's hard, like I said, to
Arctic,
relive
why don't
it.
you message them?
I will definitely do that.
All right. Good night.
Good night. Love you.
Love
Bye, you
you.
guys.